Moment of silence. During this video, there will be a couple of spaces where there is a little bit of silence. Take that time to reflect a little bit. Say the names of a loved one, a neighbor, someone down the street that is part of the LGBTQIA plus community that was murdered, committed suicide, or is missing, and their whereabouts are unknown and nobody seems to be looking for them. If you personally do not know somebody in the community, you can pause this video and Google missing, murdered, LGBTQIA community, and name upon name upon name will appear. You can also write names down, put them on an altar, light a candle, and then continue with this video. We gather here because silence can be sacred, but silence can also be violent. We gather here because too many have been taken, too many names buried, too many stories erased. We gather here because the police looked the other way, because society wrote them off, because families were left to whisper their grief in empty rooms. And still, they were human. They had hopes. They were loved. They were here. They were loved. They were here. We stand in the shadow of a history that called us criminals for existing, that arrested us for gathering, that beat us for kissing, that threatened our deaths, like the litter of a street fight instead of the end of a life. We know the stories. Bars raided, bodies dumped, files closed, police reports shredded, coroners labeling murderers accidents, and the press barely noticing or writing with a sneer. We're here to break that silence. We're here to name that violence. We're here to say our lives are not disposable. Our deaths are not invisible. For decades, queer and trans lives have been treated as a footnote. When a gay man was beaten in an alley, no headlines. When a trans woman went missing, no search parties. When two women were found murdered, no vigils, no justice. And still today, especially for Black and brown trans women, the violence persists. The cases remain unsolved. The numbers climb. This is not a glitch. This is a pattern, and patterns demand answers. Justice delayed is justice denied. Each name was a person, each face a life, each life a story. They had favorite foods, they had inside jokes, they had families. Even families who rejected them still lost them. They were daughters and sons, siblings and parents, mentors and artists, friends and lovers. And when the world dismissed their deaths, their families were left with questions, their friends with nightmares, their communities with holes that never closed. Say their names. Now we hold a moment of silence, not the silence of neglect, but the silence of respect. Close your eyes, breathe their names, remember they lived, remember that they mattered. Silence alone is not enough. Silence can honor, but it cannot change. We break the silence with a promise that no more lives will be forgotten, that no more deaths will be written off, that no more families will grieve alone. We break the silence with action, demanding resources, demanding investigations, demanding dignity. We break the silence by refusing to hide. We are here. We will not disappear. We demand that police and courts stop treating queer and trans deaths as collateral damage. We demand funding for cold cases, training for officers, accountability for bias. We demand media coverage that humanizes, not stigmatizes. We demand systems that value our lives the way they value others, because justice is not a favor. Justice is not a gift. Justice is our right. Justice is our right. We stand in a long line, from the Stonewall resistors to the ACT UP warriors, from the mothers marching for their trans daughters and the elders who kept records with no one else would. Our ancestors of resistance are with us. Our dead are with us. Their courage flows through our veins. We honor them by fighting harder, by living openly, by protecting each other. We honor them and we fight on. Look around you. Look at the faces next to you. We are still here. We are alive. We carry their memory. We will build a world where no LGBTQ plus life is treated as disposable, where no family is left in the dark, where every investigation is thorough, where every vigil is also a vow. So say it with me one last time. Our lives are sacred. Our dead are honored. Our future is ours.